Hey, we are in Revelation chapter 9, and this part of Revelations is scary. There's a lot of really twisted things going on, and there's imagery, and there's smoke, and lightning, and thunder, and trumpets, and a lot of stuff that just kind of makes you go, ah! It's heebie-jeebie time. And in Revelation chapter 9, things start being exposed for what they really are, and evil is exposed for evil. And a lot of times now, in our present time, evil is almost rewarded or ignored. We see people getting by with a lot of things, and we think, how long is this going to go on? How long are they going to be almost celebrated because of their evil? And it's not going to be that way anymore. There's going to come a time where there's payback, where evildoers aren't going to have it real good. It's going to be a scary thing. And in Revelation chapter 9, we see some really freaky looking locusts, and they come out of this abyss. And it's in verse 7. Let me read this to you. Just picture this in your mind, all right? It's going to make you just kind of quiver a little bit and give you some goosebumps. The locusts look like horses, clad in armor, ready for battle. They wore golden wreaths on their head, and their faces appeared human, with hair as long as women's hair. But they had teeth as sharp as lions' teeth. They had armor that appeared to be iron-plated, and when their wings flapped, they sounded like an army of horse-drawn chariots rushing into battle. They had tails like scorpions with stingers, and the power invested in them to inflict torture on people for 5 months lies in their tails. Okay, so they're running around and they're torturing people. They're torturing people to the point where people are begging to die. But they torture everyone who didn't have the seal of God on their forehead. There were people that were sealed by God. People who had surrendered to God got the seal of God, and they couldn't torture those people. Now, this is a twisted thought, but we're in Revelation, so everything's pretty twisted. There's a lot of twisted things here. And here's what I think of. When I read that people were sealed, and because of that seal they were protected, I think of when you go into a hotel bathroom and you see that little band across the toilet that says sanitized for your protection. It's a seal that's put on the toilet that says, hey, this is sanitized, this is clean for your protection. I think of that. I don't know why. I know it's twisted. But I think that's what these people, they were sealed for their own protection. There's a stamp on their forehead of some kind, and they're sealed for their protection. I also think of this. Sealed means, it kind of means ownership. If somebody owns something, sometimes they seal it. I've got some books on my bookshelf that belonged to my grandmother, and she had this book seal. She was real serious about books, and she would stamp it. Then it would say property of Francis Cox, and so she sealed it. And so God seals those what he owns. So surrender your life to him so that he owns you, so you get the seal. Okay, and then verse 20, check this out. It says this: the rest of humanity, those not killed by these plagues, did not rethink their course and turn away from the devices of their own making. A lot of times we don't turn away. We don't rethink. We don't recalibrate. We don't repent. God's judgment is not just meant to punish. A lot of times it's meant to discipline. A lot of times it's meant to push people to him. He wants people to turn back to him for all their needs. He wants people to turn to him, to rethink, to repent. Instead, we look everywhere else. Instead, we stay determined and we keep going our own way. And that leads to ugliness, and that leads to some incredible pain. And it's self-inflicted, and we got to stop. We got to turn to the one that loves us the most, and just let him own us and surrender our lives to him and rethink and get sealed by his love, get sealed by his protection, get sealed by what he's done for us. God bless you guys. Giddy up.